Hell's Kitchen, a reality show like no other, where amateur chefs are edited to be villains, fallen angels, doofuses, and of course, great chefs. But the thing is, unlike shows like Big Brother and Survivor, the editors usually don't have to edit the winner to look great, as due to the concept of Hell's Kitchen, they obviously prove themselves on camera throughout the season. But that raises the question for this most recent season. Which of these chefs are actual contenders for the HK21 crown, and who are the pretenders? What's going on, guys? I'm FlynnMasters, and for this special video, we'll be looking at the true contenders for the HK21 crown. I'll be going over each of the final 14 chefs and predict their chances of winning. Now remember, I'm going to be looking at their talent and the edit displayed so far, as while some chefs have been far more talented than others this season, they haven't exactly been relevant to the season's narrative, hence making me think their chances of winning are extremely low. And as I always say, guys, Hell's Kitchen ranking videos are super tough, so please go easy on me in the comments, cause for all I know, someone in my top 5 could go home next, because that's just the nature of the show. But with all that said, let's rank the final 14 chefs of HK21, aka the 20-somethings versus the 40-somethings, from least to most likely to win the season.
Bloody hell, here I go again.
At number 14, the chef I think is least likely to win Hell's Kitchen Season 21 is Alyssa. It stinks too, cause she was my winner pick coming in, but it's just not happening. She's consistently been seen as a weak link on the red team, has had no real storyline, and it took an all-time bad nomination speech from Nicole for her to still even be here. But hey, on the bright side, no matter what happens from here on out, at least she can say she made it farther than her boyfriend. Paired with Alyssa at the bottom of these rankings is Summer. Yes, I know, a lot of people would argue that she should be in last place, as the show has gone out of its way to undermine Summer, although to be fair, she's kind of done it to herself. She struggled immensely along with Alyssa during the red team services, but the one thing that keeps her above Alyssa for me is that at the very least she has that potential storyline of finally proving herself to her teammates, although I'm not holding my breath on that.
I'm not a person to let other people choose for me. If I'm passionate about something, I'm gonna say it. Doesn't matter if it's all completed, it has to have the best execution.
No legs.
No leg, chef. I just didn't have enough time. I was focused too much on breaking the claws.
Unfortunately, your dish is out. What a shame.
At number 12, I have the sweet and lovely Mindy. I mean, what's there to really say about Mindy? I honestly almost forgot she was on the season up until the most recent episode, where she out of nowhere got her inspirational story. However, I feel like that was pretty circumstantial and a sign that she may even be going home soon, and thus the show wanted to get her story out of the way now, as opposed to it being a season-long narrative. And not only that, but she's got a couple other things going against her. For one, she's a sweet older lady, but unfortunately, that's detrimental when it comes to winning Hell's Kitchen. And she's already being put up by her team as a typical long-term weak link nomination, which while unfair, it does make her an easy boot for Ramsey when she ultimately does have a bad service.
Why are you talking about my mom like that?
Exactly.
You know? I'm starting to break the cycle of lack of self-confidence, and I don't feel like it should hold me back anymore. I need to break out of it.
Coming in at number 11 is Billy. Now again, Billy could definitely be that underdog slash fan favorite chef this season that makes it farther than he should, or he could go home next. But one thing you can't deny is that he's a big personality, and the show is taking full advantage of it. Honestly, I can't argue with anyone who has Billy at the bottom, so let's enjoy him while we can.
My good friends and my enemies, they like to call me Be True.
As in, be true to yourself every night in that kitchen.
I'm bringing a chef.
Right.
These next two spots consist of chefs who could make it very far, but I'm just not feeling it 4 episodes in, with Vlad coming in at the number 10 spot. I think this is the perfect place to put someone who I don't really have much info on, other than the fact that he has a strange rivalry with Alyssa. Now again, in another world, I would say that him having some sort of storyline, as opposed to other chefs who are quiet thus far, would be a positive. But in a show like Hell's Kitchen, if your storyline isn't 100% focused on your skills, then that's a massive red flag that not only is Vlad not winning, but he could quickly start struggling here soon.
He's a bougie little bitch, not gonna lie. Vlad is just a little too cocky. Back home, Vlad calls himself Truffle Boy, and that's all over his social media.
The red team, you're welcome, because of Chef Vlad, Truffle Boy. I brought it today, and we're winning.
In the same boat as Vlad, at number 9, I have Tara. The big thing for me for Tara in terms of potential is I don't think she is seen as a weak link by her teammates like the other older mom figure in Mindy. And with the red team also containing potential soon-to-be boots such as Summer, Alyssa, and Ileana, I think she's in a good spot for now. But again, unfortunately due to her age, one bad service could be all it takes to send her home. At number 8 is probably my biggest hot take of these rankings, as I could easily see this chef being the next boot. Not to mention, she should have already finished in last place this season, season had Ramsay not had a last-second change in heart, and that is of course Ileana. I know. Flynn, why do you have her up this high, despite her being so weak? Well, the thing is, she has a story that no other chef in 21 seasons has had. Again, she was literally about to be the first boot of the season, but got the second chance of a lifetime, and I could easily see this turn into a big underdog narrative. Again, she could very well be the next boot, the fallen pre-Black Jacket boot, or somewhere in between, as I do question how much of a setup this fake elimination was, and she could very well be an easy boot when Ramsay needs to save a big personality. But either way, Ileana definitely has quite the interesting story, and I'm super excited to see where it takes her.
Give me a jacket.
Chef, I feel that I should stay in Hell's Kitchen. I know that I can do better than that and show you more.
You've got one more chance. Back in line.
I'm in Hell's Kitchen to grow, to learn, to really feel the pressure, and I haven't gotten a chance to prove myself yet.
At number 7, I have the man with the pink hair flare, with that being Brett. Ever since the beginning of the season, I've had Brett on a 7th place or so trajectory, aka someone who might not be great, but is never truly bad enough to get eliminated early. And I think this previous episode could be a foreshadowing of that, as he was the only one to make a service mistake on the blue team. Again, I feel like chefs like Brett are usually obvious winners or big characters, and I'm simply not getting either from Brett. I know a lot of people are high on this next chef, with that being AB. And yeah, he could definitely be a dark horse to win, and be a safe pick for the Black Jackets. However, once again, the thing that scares me the most is his age, and the fact that he's been overshadowed by other clear frontrunners. I fear AB might be an easy boot when Ramsay wants to protect some of the bigger names, whether that means he gets eliminated during the Cook for Your Life challenge, or he flat out gets unfairly eliminated when standing next to someone like a Billy or Ileana. I'd love to be proven wrong, but I just can't get too invested into AB 4 episodes into the season. We're at the top 5 now, and I asked you guys last week what your predictions for the top 5 were, and a lot of people had similar names, but the one person who I thought was missing from most lists was 21-year-old Cheyenne. If Daphne indeed becomes too overconfident or doesn't live up to expectations, then I think Cheyenne will definitely be the standout female chef of the season. She's the youngest chef this season, but don't let that fool you, as she is well beyond her years with her confidence and cooking abilities. She hasn't stood out yet, and with her being so young, I could see her making mistakes down the road and have an Amber or Kimberly-like finish, where she's able to use that determination and will to sneak her way into the Black Jackets, but ultimately, she won't be quite ready to make it to the end game. But still, if anyone can become the new youngest winner in Hell's Kitchen history, Cheyenne has as good of a shot as anyone.
Yeah, they're good. I love that little bit of heat. Yeah, Cheyenne, overtaken Vlad. Congratulations. Well done.
See you later, Vlad. I guess I'm gonna get this punishment pass today.
At number 4, I have Sakari, who's had a bit of an interesting run thus far, as he had a great premiere, but then went invisible for 2 straight episodes, and he's obviously been overshadowed by some of the other Blue Team members who I think are much safer picks. But I think this is a typical edit of someone who goes far. Maybe not a lock for a Black Jacket per se, but someone who's obviously not gonna crash and burn out of nowhere, and I believe he'll become more prominent as the season goes along, and will have serious winner potential come the home stretch.
I've worked at some of the best restaurants in the world, starting from humble beginnings, working in fast food. I'm here to prove to Chef Ramsay that I'm ready to be his head chef.
We have an interesting one to talk about now, as at number 3, I have Daphne. The thing that sticks out to me for Daphne is that despite her being a possible day 1 boot, and having problems in this most recent episode, I still remember her positives as opposed to her negatives, and I think her teammates feel the same way, as she was barely even considered despite there being 3 nominees for that elimination. And the big plus for Daphne when it comes to her winning chances is her age. Remember, up until last year, there had only been one 23 or younger chef to win Hell's Kitchen, and there's never been a 40 or up winner. With Daphne being a 29-year-old executive chef, she's in a prime spot to dominate this competition, and it's simply just a matter of if she can actually live up to those sky-high expectations.
Daphne has worked other services and she has not gone down under pressure.
And I was doing good in the beginning, dude. Like, I had
you're not the weakest. We know what happened. Today you went down, but this was the only time that you did.
The top 2 to me are pretty clear, not just talent-wise, but edit-wise as well. These two both had great signature dishes, were the best dishes when it came to the punishment pass, and have gotten consistent screen time highlighting their dominance. But at number 2, I have the older of the top 2 contenders in Alex, and honestly, that's really the only thing that's knocking him down. He's a great chef and leader, but there's a reason why Ramsay has never had a 40 and up winner, as he simply wants that youth. Now again, this season could have been designed to provide us with great 40 and up chefs, with the winner of the season coming from that group, but I just can't quite see it, especially when his biggest competition has so much going for him as well. But man, I would not be disappointed in the slightest if Alex is able to pull this off.
Alex, well done. Thanks, Chef. Well done.
I won! Again! This is getting to be good.
Wear it proudly. Well done.
And with that, at number 1, the person who I think is most likely to win Hell's Kitchen Season 21 is Alejandro. Again, take what I just said about Alex and apply it to Alejandro. The dude has dominated the season, but most importantly, he's also dominated the screen time, despite his team being on the winning side of things. Now, Alejandro might have a too good to be true type edit, and with the Season 19 and 20 winners not exactly standing out right away, maybe Alejandro is peaking too early, similar to that of a Steve from last season. But sometimes, the perfect edit is there to show off a near perfect performance, and I think we may indeed get that from Alejandro this season.
Really good.
Thank you, Chef. Feel like a baller. I hold the power of God to get out of trouble.
And with that, those are my power rankings and true contenders for Hell's Kitchen Season 21. Let me know what you guys agree and disagree with down below. And in general, give me your thoughts on the season so far. If you would like to see more HK21 coverage on this channel, then please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, have a good one, guys.
Get out of there.